Hey, it's Frank with Sage Creek Prepping, and I'm back for another week. And I'm going to give an overview a little bit of these ghost protocols that I'm going to be starting the first week of January. I think they're important. In fact, I think they're extremely important. In fact, I think they could be the one thing that would save your life in a grid down or martial law or uh, an extended emergency situation in the United States. So, you know, I want y'all to understand, and hopefully you already do. If you're here, I don't flex. I don't post pictures about my preps or supplies on Instagram. I sure don't tell people in my neighborhood about the stuff, how many months worth of food or years worth of food I have stored. And I call this a ghost protocol. I want to stay as close as I can to completely off of everyone's radar, including my next door neighbor. I don't want them seeing my stuff on TikTok. So I don't get on TikTok. I don't get on Instagram. Today, I'm talking to you about the single most underrated thing and most underrated strategy there is to prepping. That's bugging in. That's staying where you're at, not leaving. Now, listen, I'll give you, there is just something sexy as can be about saying, I'm bugging out. I'm bugging out. I'm going to my bug out spot. Well, here's sad reality. The federal government's done a lot of studies on this, and yes, the federal government lies to us every chance they get. But the truth is, and I believe this, I really do, 90 to 95% of all people that's been surveyed that has been through natural and man-made disasters that FEMA could actually question stayed put. They sheltered in place. 90 to 95%. Honestly, I'd say that number's closer to 95. It costs a lot to move out. It costs a lot of time. It causes a lot of pressure. Think about it. Do you have elderly parents? Do you have kids? Your pets? Your medications if you're on medication? All this stuff has to be figured into bugging out. Not so much with bugging in. Now, we'll get into this stuff for bugging in, like I say, as we start going through things in January. But the thing I want you to concentrate on is maybe in all the confusion that would go on within the first 36 hours to week of a major catastrophe in this country, things would be so crazy, it would be very dangerous to be moving. Let the craziness die down if you want to, then move. But if you're going to move, then you're going to have another area or another place stashed with stuff to live on. Because here's the sad reality, folks. And most people do not get this. But I worked in the transportation industry for a while. I know full well about it. Your grocery warehouses. Now, I'm talking about places like Walmart has their own warehouses, Costco, Kroger's, Winn-Dixie, Publix. Those warehouses only hold about 72 hours worth of groceries. That's the warehouse. That warehouse is designed to turn over product so it does not age. Likewise, your local Kroger store, your local Walmart, 72 hours is all they've got on food on hand. And that's at normal rates. That's not a big rush like for Snowmageddon around here. Everybody's got to go get bread, eggs, and milk for some reason. Never figured that out. Must be a rush on French toast when it snows around here. But anyway, These are things we've got to start thinking about now so we don't get bit in the rear end later on. Now, is there a time and a place to bug out? Absolutely, there is. Is the best time to bug out as soon as something happens? Probably not. Probably not if you're looking at statistics. So that means maybe you're looking at building redundant systems, which you should already have. You should have preps stored at your house, in your area, in your region, in your state, and maybe multi-states. And we can get into ideas on how you can do that without actually having to own land and stuff. But now remember, a hungry man is nuts. And if your neighbor remembers, hey, Joe Blow over there, I think he was a prepper. He's probably got a lot of food. Your neighbor's going to be on your door, or coming through your windows, or crawling over your fence, or whatever the case may be. Hungry people get crazy. That's not their fault. That's the way nature designed us. So, we're going to be going through ghost protocols, keeping stuff hidden. Hidden in plain sight a lot of times. Hidden in plain sight. Keeping our mouth shut about what we do and do not have. And preparing for even the latest technological advancements that can help penetrate home defenses, like FLIR. We think about maybe the military or the police having FLIR, but listen, anyone can buy a FLIR, a forward-looking camera that sees heat signatures and can tell if somebody's in the house and where they're at. You don't have to have a military or police accreditation to get those. If you've got the cash, you can own it. And drones, a lot of drones have this technology. So we have to plan ahead. We have to be smart. We have to be quiet. Very, very quiet. So this will be an interesting journey. It'll be a fun journey. And it'll probably take up the first 2 or 3 months of next year. I'll be coming every week on Thursdays as usual. I am Prepper Frank. This is Sage Creek Prepping. And I just want you to know that we love y'all. And we look forward to getting into this deeper so we can all understand it better. Thank you and God bless.